What's going on, y'all? Nick here, coming to you with another video. Check this out, y'all. So you're here because you want to know about the biblical account of Jephthah and his daughter and what it shows and reveals about modern women today. All right, check this out. I'm sure we all heard, modern women, they love to say, I don't need a man. They praise and celebrate the single life and how they push and forego marriage and actually raising children in favor of actually obtaining a career and a job. All right. So I want to show you the one sermon that a lot of pastors never touch on, and you probably never heard it within your churches. All right. So if you go in the book of First Kings, you will see that there was a mighty man of valor called Jephthah. All right. Now Jephthah was born of a harlot, so his brothers, pretty much ostracized them and said that a bastard, a son of a harlot, cannot partake within the inheritance of Israel, right? So what ended up happening was that Jephthah, he went about his way. He said, "Hey, cool, I'm gonna do my own thing." And lo and behold, the children of Israel was being persecuted by the children of Ammon, right? Now, all of a sudden, they wanted to go back. They ran back to Jephthah, and they wanted help. Why? Because he was a mighty man of valor. Now, here's what's interesting about that account, right? Jephthah said, "You know what? I'll help you, but do you promise to make me the elder of Israel?" All right. They said, "You know what? Fine. Whatever you want, we'll give it to you. Just help deliver us out of the hands of the Ammonites," right? Cool. Now, Jephthah, although he was a mighty man of valor, he was great at war, he was a little bit on the fence whether or not he should actually battle against the children of Ammon. So, he prayed to the Most High and he vowed a vow, right? And this is pretty much how the vow went. He said, the Most High, if you promise to deliver me out of the hands of the Ammonites, or if you deliver the Ammonites into my hand, I promise that when I come back home from the battle, that the first thing that I see, I will sacrifice it unto you. Now, as you know, he went about to battle, and the Most High fulfilled his part of the vow, right? He overcame the Ammonites. But when he came back home, guess what he saw? He saw his daughter. Now, you could imagine how that would pain Jephthah to actually see his daughter. Now, as a man, especially in the time of the Bible where your word was actually your bond, he had no choice but to actually sacrifice his daughter. So here he is, telling his daughter what must be done. And the daughter says, "You know what, Father, everything that you vowed unto the Most High, I will do. The only thing is, please, please, just allow me to bewail my virginity." Now, this is where it gets interesting, all right? Think about what she just said. Please allow me to bewail my virginity. Now, bewail, just in case you guys may not know, bewail means pretty much to lament, to cry, to weep, right? So think about this real quick. Why would she be sad in layman's terms? Why would she be sad about having to be sacrificed? And why would she cry about her virginity? Well, what it shows us is that clearly it's kind of like, it goes without saying that all the women within Israel knew their purpose in life. They knew that eventually, when they come into this world, there's a desire to want to be a wife, to want to be a mother. Do you understand what I'm telling you guys? Now, why is this important? Because this is totally contrary to how majority of modern women think today. A lot of them would forego their youthful years, right? And rather than wanting to start a family, they opt out of family for the sake of their careers and for the sake of education. And here you are in their 30s, and you probably heard the term hit the wall. Yeah, that's what happens. They hit the wall. And why is it that they hit the wall? Because a lot of times what they fail to realize is that your education, how much money you make, does not actually attract men. You know, these women is so crazy. You ask them questions like, okay, what do you bring to the table? And here they are, they talk about, oh, well, I'm educated. I know I handle my own bills. They say all these things, right? I'm independent. And essentially all they did was describe a man. Why in the world would a man, I'm talking about a real man, why would he want to marry another man? You see, this is the harsh reality that a lot of people may not want to think about, but it doesn't make it any less true. You see, this account is so important to understand because, again, it shows you the mindset of Israelite women back at that time. It was a sad event if you were to actually pass away as a woman and you never actually had the ability to have a child, never had the ability to marry. And if you continue reading the account, you would know that because she bewailed her virginity when it came time for her to be sacrificed, every year since that time, there would be pretty much in commemoration of her sacrifice, they would always bewail Jephthah's daughter during that time of the year. Every year. Because they never heard such a sad event occur in their lifetime. For a woman to actually pass away in the status of a virgin. Now here's the thing, right? Let me just hone it in for you guys. You see, it's not something to celebrate if a woman lost her virginity, but she's not covered. I want you guys to hear what I'm saying very carefully. It's not something to celebrate because you lost your virginity, but you was never covered and you never have the status of a wife or a mother. No, that's not to be celebrated. She was crying not because she never had sex. Again, she cried because she was never able to actually fulfill her purpose, which was to eventually become a wife, a mother, to be covered. You see, this is a harsh reality. This is a harsh lesson that many people may not want to talk about. You probably never heard this account within your churches. I wonder why. I mean, when you have a whole bunch of women that paid a bunch of tithes in the church, I mean, could you imagine if you had a pastor that actually told the truth and say, you women, you actually need to be covered? I mean, just think about it. In all the countries in the East, Africa, Middle East, etc., why is it that they always put so much pressure on their daughters to get married? But today in Western culture, now, you know, go get an education. Really? That's what we're promoting? Let's see how well that's working. Oh, we don't have to wait. We already see it. When you have 80% divorce rate, right? When you have a whole bunch of single parent homes, I guess all this waiting for you to get your bachelor's, your PhD, you're so educated, but you can't keep your home in order. You're so educated, but now you hit the wall and no man wants you. Let's applaud that. Nah, you're a joke. This whole Western culture and how they wish to go about and how they deceive and fleece women is a complete utter joke and a farce. Anyway, you guys, if you enjoyed that, please like, subscribe, comment down below, do all that YouTube stuff. And with that being said, Nick over and out. The message sent. Jesus is King, y'all.